Welcome, Fantasy Bros Before Pros podcast, August 7th. Elvis, what's up, buddy?
Wow, is it really August 7th already? I can smell.
Can you smell it?
I can smell it.
You smell it?
Football's right around the corner,
my goodness.
man. Barbecuing.
This is it, man. Like, this is the home stretch. Like, this is what we live for right now. And now, we took a little hiatus. We're going to be trying to cram in as many shows as we can, getting you ready, going over the position battles, going over training camp, what we're hearing, and injuries and things like that, because injuries have a lot to do with what's going on right now. The things that scare me is you got guys that got hamstring injuries.
They linger.
Yeah, and it's some of my favorite running backs. Aaron Jones has an injury, has a hamstring. Damian Williams had a hamstring. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of injuries, and we'll go through all that. But first, I wanted to talk about. I mean, I know you told me you didn't get a chance to check it out, but Hard Knocks started last night.
Yeah. I was actually I laid down on my bed and I was flicking through the TV trying to go see if I could watch it on HBO Go or whatever, and it wasn't allowing me to do it. I don't know. I was upset, but whatever. I'll catch up probably tonight.
So I saw the first episode. It was cool.
It was good.
I mean, it was all right. I gotta say though, in how we do competitions with almost everything, but. And it's not a competition because it's two different shows, but I really have to say that I have a deeper love for All or Nothing on Amazon with the Carolina Panthers, man. I mean, we were talking about it, and, Hard Knocks is cool. It shows preseason. It shows guys getting cut and stuff, but I really like All or Nothing because it's during the season, and you really see what these guys are stressed out about and what they have going on. And honestly, I walked away from watching the Carolina Panthers All or Nothing with a ton of respect for Ron Rivera, for Cam Newton, and Greg Olsen and a lot of those guys. Honestly, it was a good show, man. I think you're gonna love it, honestly, because and the game footage. That's the thing I forgot to point out to you. When they show the game footage as opposed to Hard Knocks, because they'll show you the preseason and Hard Knocks or whatever, but the game footage, during a game, man, it's intense, man. It's really cool.
From what you're telling me, it seems like, I watch football every Sunday. We don't see what happens Monday through Saturday. Right.
So, for an example, there's this guy who, I forget his name. Forgive me because he was one of my favorite stories of All or Nothing, but he's from London. His mom abandoned him on the street when he was 10 or 12 or something like that.
That's terrible.
And in England, he picked up American football and he made the Panthers practice squad, but could never crack the game day roster. The first game that he actually played, he had 3 sacks, a fumble recovery. Nice. It was awesome, man.
I thought you were going to say it was when they went to London. I don't know if they went to London, but that would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
No. But
right.
he had himself a game, man. It was so cool. He strip sacked the quarterback. It was awesome to watch. And you really got, you really felt for the kid because when he was talking about what was going on, man, it was him and his sister that their mom left them in another country or some shit. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, but All or Nothing was good. So the first episode of Hard Knocks was all right. We got a little insight as to what's going on with Antonio Brown's foot or feet. Good God, did you see that picture of his feet?
I did not. I'm good. I don't want to see that.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. It looked awful. It looked like he was walking on hot coals, man. And he could barely run during the first episode. And then he continues to try to run, and his trainer's you need to chill, you need to relax or whatever. But right. For me, the first episode was a little, I don't want to say underwhelming, but it was just whatever. Honestly, Gruden said a bunch of nonsense and shit.
It's Gruden.
He opened it up and he was I hear everybody talking about dreams. I got dreams. He goes, you know what I'm into? I'm into fucking nightmares. I was oh God. I was good. I was God help us all. I was here we go with this crap, man. But yeah, it was good, honestly. It's cool. I'm going to keep watching. It's only going to be a few episodes, but I think it's going to be interesting to see what's going on with Antonio Brown and his feet, because it takes us right into news and notes. So the latest on Antonio Brown is that they have no timetable for when he's going to be playing because he has extreme frostbite on his feet cryotherapy.
That's great.
So if you guys want to know how that happened, cryotherapy is basically freezing, you know. But I think his feet were wet or something like that when he went in, and his feet have frostbite. So he has extreme frostbite because that's how he trains. So he has no timetable. Let me see. How can I phrase this? Nobody can out-Raider the Raiders except the Raiders. Like, unbelievable, bro. Like, are you kidding me, man? Like, that? Are you serious? I've never heard of anything like this.
I've never in my life heard of anything like that. That's crazy.
Ridiculous. So keep an eye on that, honestly. As far as where he's being drafted right now, like, he's going in the second round. You know me. I'm off him. There's plenty of guys that I'd rather have over.
Yeah.
He'd have to slide like into the fourth round, third round, and that's not going to happen just based off name value. But I don't want any part of him in this offense, honestly. I really don't. I don't care how many targets he's going to get. I just have a feeling the Raiders are going to be shitty. Like, I just think they're not good.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I don't think they're good. All right, so more important news, honestly, besides that, let's do I guess because we haven't, been around, for a while, but Holdouts, two big ones.
Wow.
We'll start with Ezekiel Elliott.
Jay, this is for you, Jay.
Ezekiel Elliott will not play with the new deal as the report comes out, and I understand.
I do too, man.
I get it, man. Look, the league and the CBA, and I guess this applies to him and Melvin Gordon, right? Because they're both in the same situation, still on rookie deals. The CBA and where people are drafted, it allows running backs to be abused because if you only have a 5-year shelf life, you sign a rookie deal for 5 years, and then after that, like, how are you supposed to get paid? You know what I mean?
They just go and draft another rookie.
Exactly. So it's extremely unfair to running backs. And when I say running backs don't matter, it doesn't mean that they're not good. It's just the way the league is right now with the CBA and the way and the up-tempo passing style that the league has become. And less guys are workhorses. Right. Name the workhorses. There's like 6 of them out of the 32 teams. Everybody else employs the committee.
Right. At least 2 to 3 backs.
Exactly.
And it's sad because the league makes billions of dollars and, and people pay so much money to go see these guys play, and they deserve to get paid. I agree. I'm with Zeke wholeheartly on this 100%, me too. Get paid, son.
Yeah, get paid, young man. Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I believe that Jerry Jones miscalculated this situation.
Right, you were telling me.
Yeah, what I mean by that is that I think that he thought that, hey, I'll pay Dak and Amari, and then we'll come back around and get Zeke. But Zeke's not going to put his body on the line for another, 250, 275, 300 touches, without getting paid. Because if he gets hurt, then what? Right? And that leads us to Melvin Gordon. I am much more scared about Melvin Gordon. I don't think he's... I know the Chargers, and they don't care about paying people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I am way more scared for Melvin Gordon. Ezekiel Elliott apparently is supposed to go... It can go months, but I am more optimistic that they'll find a way to get that done because if they don't, they are going nowhere.
Oof.
What's the thing that I always say about Dak Prescott?
Zeke.
No Zeke, no Cooper, no line.
Right.
He ain't it.
He's not the...
I
agree with you, man. He needs him.
He needs everything to be going...
way.
Yeah, he needs everything to be going his way. Like, everything has to be positive. The line has to be healthy. Zeke has to be balling. Cooper has to be there. That can't get it done with just nobodies. I'm sorry. It's just not built like that. And he only runs off of when the offense is running well. Like, he's not going to lose you any games, but... There's no way I want Dak Prescott trying to throw me back into a game if you're down 17, 21 points.
Absolutely not. Not going to part of that. Yep.
Right. So keep your eye on it. We're moving into draft season right now. I'll tell you this. If I had to make a prediction on Zeke, I say that he misses maybe 2-3 games. So what that means is Tony Pollard is somebody that you should be drafting. For every day that he's gone, everybody's going to get more and more nervous, and he's going to slide further and further. At the right price, if Ezekiel Elliott falls in my draft, and even if he's not signed, I'm pulling the trigger. Because what are you going to get if he comes back?
You think people are going to, are going to be scared of him?
Well, I mean, would you burn a top 4 pick on him right now, knowing what you know?
I might, man. I'd have to think about it.
I'd have to reorder my top 4 because I had Zeke at 1 all offseason. It's Saquon.
Okay, yeah, me too.
It's McCaffrey. It's Kamara.
And then Zeke?
I don't know, man. At this point, if I don't know about Zeke.
So if it's not Zeke, who's...
David Johnson probably takes his spot.
Johnson, and then who's after Johnson to round off the top 5 for you?
Not Melvin Gordon. No, that is 5, right? That's 4. No, yeah, it's not Melvin Gordon.
It's not Melvin Gordon.
And it's not Zeke. God, that's terrible. Probably like
Bell?
Connor over
Maybe.
Bell? I don't know. I'm good on Bell too. You know how I feel about him. That's hard. I don't want a top 4 pick now, just because of the Zeke thing.
One league, thank God, I got the first.
You got the first pick. You're just taking Barkley.
Yeah,
At this point, Barkley's locked and loaded. Until we get Zeke back, he's locked and loaded as the one.
Even with Zeke, I would have took Barkley, and not because I'm a Giants fan, but I just think Barkley's gonna get the ball 67 times a game, which could be a bad thing too. So
it could be, but I mean, volume is king. So I mean, I'm good with that, honestly. But honestly, at this point, man, with Zeke and with Gordon, oof, man, I don't know. It's scary right now. So we should talk about Gordon a little bit more. So if Zeke's not going to be there and you want to try to target the guy, I'm going to tell you this: there's not going to be one guy. It's going to be 3 guys. It's going to be Tony Pollard. It's going to be Alfred Morris, who just got signed. And
Alfred Morris
is back. He knows the offense. It makes sense.
Yeah, no,
it makes sense.
Make sense. Yeah, absolutely.
I know that sounds gross.
It does.
But if I was
Real
drafting
bad.
right now in the 13th round
bad.
and Alfred Morris is there, I'll take a shot on the 13th round.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens. Yeah. This is essentially what happened when Ezekiel Elliott was suspended. And what did they do? They used a committee with McFadden, with Morris, Ross Smith.
Right.
So they'll do it with Pollard. They'll do it with Morris. They may do it with Mike Weber or Darius Jackson, depending on who you ask out of camp. I would say Mike Weber because he has the pedigree of a drafted guy. But in Gordon's case, everybody is quick to run to Austin Eckler, and that makes sense. But I'm more of a Justin Jackson guy, man.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we saw what Justin Jackson did while Gordon was gone, right?
Yeah.
Played well,
Yeah.
ran the ball between the tackles. I just feel he's more equipped to handle in between the tackles than Eckler is. Because I watched Eckler try to run, as the one. It's a small sample size. It's only maybe like 2 to 3 games or something like that. But I remember specifically when they went to London, they tried to put him in as the back, as the guy. And I don't think he's the guy. I think that they have a role defined for Austin Eckler where they want to limit his touches and keep him efficient. So if you're asking me who I would rather have, I guess in a PPR league, it's Eckler probably because he catches passes.
Right, because he catches the ball.
But don't sleep on Justin Jackson's hands. I think there was a game. I got to look it up, and I hope I remember correctly. But I think it was the game against the Ravens. He got like 10 targets.
Really? Wow.
So now that game that he had against the Chiefs, also he had a touchdown in that game. He had a 2-point conversion. He looked good, man. He filled in well, like at the end of the season there. I like Justin Jackson, man. If you're asking me who you're gonna pay up for, let people pay for Eckler. I'll take Justin Jackson later on, and I'll see what happens. So
nice.
That's them. That's the holdouts. It sucks.
It does.
It sucks for fantasy, but it also sucks for the product, man. You just want to see the studs play, man. I never want to wish injuries on anybody.
No, of course not.
Last year sucked. We lost JJ Watt. We lost OBJ. The league is better when the studs are playing. Like I always want studs to play, and in the playoffs and down the line, like in important games, I want to see the big dogs eat, man. Like
so do I, and I'm not saying that I'm glad that people get hurt because obviously I want no part of that. But also when people do get hurt, you get the opportunities to see the Connors of the NFL,
Justin Jackson, right, and things
Justin
like that,
Jackson,
right? Exactly.
Right.
So, no, I agree on that. But it's always next man up, and that's what impressed me about Justin Jackson. He went right in, and he was good, man. He looked good.
Right.
All right. So let's run through some other news and notes. So Le'Veon Bell's not playing in the preseason opener. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
He's going to be. We just had something break through actually right now. Dan Graziano of ESPN is reporting that Dante Moncrief is the front runner for the number 2 wide receiver spot in Pittsburgh.
That hurts you, Jay.
I hate it, man.
Boy, Washington, talk to me.
I'm all in on Washington, but man,
You're
honestly,
all in on Washington?
I mean, every report I've read has been Moncrief. And I don't know what's happening, man. I'm gonna wait until we see them play in preseason.
Let me ask you something now. When you hear something like that, right, and it obviously it upsets you a little bit because you're a big Washington guy.
Yep.
Now, that offense, Big Ben really spreads the ball around. I feel like he does.
Well, there's 200 targets that are going to be out there for everybody to get.
Right. Without AB now, I feel like everybody is going to get the chance to eat. So just because everybody's saying Moncrief, I think Washington will be all right.
Well, that's the thing. So look, it's here's the thing with the camp talk. You have to yourself make a decision on whether people are just talking shit or things are true. There's definitely times where people let you know that guys are better than other guys. Like everybody was in on Kareem Hunt that first year. They were all saying the same thing where they were like, he's the guy, he's the guy, he's the guy.
And he was the guy.
And he wound up, Spencer Ware got hurt. And then it was the floodgates open. Everybody went to draft him or whatever.
Right.
But everybody was saying that he looked like the guy ahead of him. You know what I mean? There were the same reports on like Alvin Kamara and things like that. So in that sense, you always have to make sure that you're watching the preseason, you're watching how snaps are distributed. You also want to see where guys are lining up, man. Like I want to see Washington in game action. I've seen them in preseason and I've seen them do well. But if Washington stands out this preseason, then I don't think any of that camp shit really matters. So while I'm nervous, yes, I don't want to hear that Dante Moncrief is running ahead of my guy. But hey, that's what's going on right now. Moncrief's been in the league, man. Like it's hard to run that back. So. All right. So Joe Hayden was carted off today at Steelers practice, but apparently he avoided major injury. That's the cornerback for the Steelers.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, I bring that up because when we talk about, like, weekly stuff, we always talk about who corner's going to be facing or who a wide receiver is going to be facing. So,
no, it's big.
No, it is. It matters when we're making start-sit decisions. Mm-hmm. So. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me keep looking. So Damian Williams returns to practice today. We'll get into him a little bit later on. Here's something I thought was interesting. The Packers' current running back depth chart. Aaron Jones, hamstring injury. Jamal Williams, hamstring injury. Dexter Williams, healthy. Dexter Williams is the guy that is the handcuff to Aaron Jones, not Jamal Williams. Now, look, Jamal Williams is going to be on the team. He's solid, whatever, fine. He's just a guy. Jamal Williams, you know that. You know how I feel about that.
Yep.
Dexter Williams has a chance to really be something, though, honestly. So Dexter Williams is the guy that I'm taking in late in drafts. I'm getting a lot of exposure to, especially if I have Aaron Jones. I'm going Dexter Williams, like at the end of the draft, just to make sure I hold myself. The same thing, like if I get Fournette, I'm going Raquel Armstead at the end of the draft, so I get the Jacksonville running back, whoever it is. I mean, not that Fournette or not Fournette, not that Armstead would be the same as Fournette. Because they're not going to just overload him with targets or like the way that they would work him with, with all the carries and everything. But, still, you want to be cognizant of that. You want to make sure that you know that. Okay. Let me see. We got some other stuff. Here we go. And this will lead us into our segment today is going to be about, well, two things. It's going to be about my guys. So basically what do we mean by my guys? Guys that I'm targeting in every draft and I'm getting a lot of exposure to.
Guys that you love.
Guys that I love.
Right.
Yeah. So something that's kind of interesting coming out of Washington camp is that, they have a lot of receivers there, but apparently the number one receiver who's looking great in camp is Jordan Reed. The first time for the first time ever, he's not injured off of an offseason. He made it through the season healthy. He said he feels the best that he's ever felt, which doesn't mean anything. Everybody feels as good as they feel. But honestly, do you trust Terry McLaurin, Paul Richardson, Josh Doxson,
listen,
Trey Quinn, who's my guy? Trey Quinn's my guy. He's one of my guys.
I'll tell you something about Jordan Reed.
You're good on him.
He is not my guy.
I'll tell you this.
Right?
I'll tell you this, though. You can get Jordan Reed right now because everybody feels like how you feel. You can get Jordan Reed in the 14th. You can get him in the 14th round. You're paying nothing for him.
Yeah, that I would do.
Right, but that's where you'll get him. Nobody's drafting Jordan Reed because of the same reasons that you're saying. It's the same thing. What I've been noticing is that nobody likes Jordan Reed and nobody likes Jameis Winston. Excellent. Excellent.
I know Jameis is your guy.
Oh, excellent. I'll be taking both. You telling me that I could wait around 11th, 12th round and get Jameis Winston? And then, come on.
That's crazy.
Come on. Yeah, let everybody think that he's not a good quarterback. I think that people have a hard time separating real quarterbacking for fantasy quarterbacking. Yeah. I don't. You don't really necessarily. I think Jameis is good, but you don't have to be good to
be good in fantasy.
Right, 100%.
As long as you throw 3 touchdowns, you can throw 3 interceptions.
Dude, fine. You can throw 3 picks if you throw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't give a shit. Yeah, right, it's good. You're Gucci. Oh, yeah. All right. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, and it's going to kind of lead us into the My Guys thing, is Devin Singletary of the Buffalo Bills is getting the steady amount of first-team reps. Excellent.
You kind of figured that with all those fossils running around up
with
in
the
Buffalo.
Oldest running back room in the history of the world. Like, why don't you just sign Walter Payton? Oh no, he's dead. I'm sorry. Emmitt Smith. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
Jesus.
Oh, why
where's the soundboard?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't even bring that today. I'm off of the soundboard. But yeah, honestly, with those guys, Frank Gore's gonna have a role. LaShawn McCoy says
Right.
They told him he's the guy.
He's the number one guy.
Wait, hold on.
He is. Come on, man. Don't laugh at my guy, man.
Listen, bro. I like
Shady,
I like Shady,
Shady,
man, but he's 30-something. I think that they're waiting to trade him.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're going to wait till somebody gets desperate, somebody gets hurt, somebody will trade for him.
I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. They have too many guys. Singletary's going to be the guy eventually.
Absolutely.
So that gets into my guys. So when I say my guys, right, when we say my guys, these are guys that we're targeting, regardless of round, anything like that. Look, there's a lot of draft strategies going around, right? Here's the one that I like. Get your guy.
Yeah, if you like your guy, get him.
If you like him, get him. If you feel like you're reaching, who cares? Get who you want. If you think that that's your guy, and you get him. Get him. I have no problem with it, honestly. The only time I really have a problem with it is when you start like reaching in like early rounds and you can wait a little bit longer. But if you're talking about a 1-round difference and you want to make sure you get your guy, get him. Get him. I don't understand why you would like a guy and let someone else draft him. Okay?
Couldn't agree with you more.
Okay, so one of my guys is Devin Singletary.
Okay.
I've been getting him, and I honestly, when you draft Devin Singletary, you're drafting him with the hopes that he's going to take the job. You obviously can't start him. So he's got that baked into his ADP and where he is, and that's like, 9th, 10th round, something like that. I want to say, I wish Faraz was here. He would just pull that shit up or whatever.
Right away, bang.
Shout out to Faraz, bro. He's going to be,
bro.
he'll be on it. He's going to be on the next one. We couldn't line it up today or whatever, and we can't line it up tomorrow because I think I'm going to the Jets-Giants game tomorrow, I think, or something. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think I can do the pod, whatever with him. But Devin Singletary. So, again, we just talked about it. I really feel like LaShawn McCoy is not going to be around that much longer. Frank Gore is not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere. And then there's a rumor out of camp that TJ Yeldon might not make the roster. So if you're talking about we're cutting people out, Devin Singletary is the best running back on there. Eventually it'll happen, honestly. So I would take him with the hope that he takes the job, stash him on my bench, and get him ready to go. So that's one of my guys. It just tied into it. So Devin Singletary is somebody that I'm getting everywhere. I liked him. He's great as a runner. And, yeah, I can't wait to see him in preseason. We're going to see this week. So this week is really like the first week of preseason because the first game was Thursday, the Hall of Fame game. What a snoozer, man.
I didn't even get to watch it.
I mean, honestly, they didn't really run anybody. I saw Matt Schaub play, and my eyes started bleeding. I got a chance to see Noah Fant a little.
How did he look?
Okay. I mean, there was a throw that he dropped. It was bad. There was another throw that Drew Lock put it right where it needed to be, and
really?
he didn't
I
get
heard
there.
He didn't look that good.
No, he didn't. But this one throw, he threw right in the spot, and Fant didn't get to his spot.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't an overthrow. He threw it right where it needed to be, but Fant doesn't have his legs under him. I saw him block kind of well, so that's good. Again, first game,
right,
come on,
nothing.
Preseason. So yeah. So who's one of your guys, Elvis?
Fournette, man.
Leonard Fournette?
Yeah, I just think a lot of people aren't big on him anymore because of everything that happened last year. He's injury prone and all this, but you know what? If he's healthy, he's gonna get 30 carries a game, man. They got Nick Foles now. I think they're gonna want to protect him. I think they're gonna run the ball a lot to help Nick Foles and that offense to support the defense because they do have a nasty defense, and I think they're just gonna play defense and run the ball. So I love Fournette.
So I love that because I think that people don't remember about the Jaguars' defense.
Right.
And let me also...
They got better. They got Josh Allen as a DN now.
Right.
Or outside linebacker.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to use him.
Right. No. He's going to be an edge rusher.
Right.
And then you add that with Calais Campbell.
Right.
And you already got guys. And you got Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye. Come on, man.
And normally when you have a great defense, what does your offense typically do? They run the ball. They get a lead and they protect the lead.
The Jags are going to be in a lot of games.
Yeah,
You're not going to blow the Jags out.
Right.
You better run back a lot of picks and stuff like that. But Nick Foles isn't going to be like that. Allow me to back your argument up.
Go ahead.
Last year, the Jaguars had 4 or 5 linemen out. Their line is actually pretty good, man.
The offensive line.
The offensive line. Yeah, okay. The offensive line is pretty good, man.
Right.
Nick Foles is better than Blake Bortles.
Right. Way better.
Yeah.
Come on. You don't have to say that.
No, I'm just saying. This is all adding to it. The real concern with Fournette is never any of those things at this point. Even with the shot line, and him averaging 3 yards a carry, he still was dominating as far as fantasy went. 25 points a game.
So what are you going to say? His injuries?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you think his size got anything to do with that?
No, I just think that some guys just have those soft tissue injuries and things like that, and it's always his leg. It's always his foot.
I think the big guys are softer though.
He always invites contact. That's what pisses me off. I'm like, stop being dumb, dude. I get like you saw
10 yards and that's it.
That's it. Get down. No, but I think, and then on top of that, the other thing is that where he's going in the third round, he's a workhorse back in the third round.
Right. So what you're saying is he could be a top 5 guy.
He can finish top 5 100%.
Right. And you could get him in the third round.
Exactly.
Possibly even later than that, maybe 4th.
All the news out of camp has been how much they want to use him in the passing game, because I've seen him. He's got hands. He catches passes. Nick Foles is not going to take a lot of shots downfield. You have to remember who's on this offense with them. It's D.D. Westbrook is the guy that's getting a lot of run, who I like, honestly. He's going to be great this year, and I would love to grab him, honestly, later on. But it's D.D. Westbrook, it's Jeff Swaim, who's going to be the tight end, who I kind of like as a late-round sleeper, too, only because I was looking up, like, somebody asked him, hey, why'd you sign with the Jags? And he was like, because Nick Foles loves to throw to the tight end. And I was like, wow. I was like, so good. You know what I mean? Like, you hooked it up. So, Jeff Swaim, we don't know about Marquise Lee. Right now, it's like Chris Conley, D.D. Westbrook, and, like, DJ Chark are going to be their receivers. I don't suspect that they're going to have a heavy passing attack. Like you said, they're going to want to play defense and run the ball and things like that. And for all those reasons, I love Fournette, man. I think he's going to be – I've been getting him a lot. He's been sliding. People don't want him because of the injuries and things like that. But when he plays – every week that he plays, as long as he plays the full complement of snaps, you're going to get in PPR leagues 15, 17, 20, 25. In big blow-up games, 30, 35, 40. When he's getting those 2-yard touchdowns, you get those blow-up games from him that honestly can't be matched, honestly. So that's a really good call on Fournette. I really like it, Elvis.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's go. Like, who do I got now?
Who do you got next?
You know who I fucking got.
Whoa,
that's it. It's time to get excited now. It's time to get excited because I just told you I watched All or Nothing, and it's time to get excited.
Okay.
Curtis motherfucking Samuel is going to be on all of my teams.
I thought you were going to say the other guy.
DJ Moore?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Moore.
So I'm going to steal from Faraz a little bit because you've heard us talk about this. Faraz posted today on Instagram. I think it was today or yesterday. I think it was today, actually. DJ Moore is going in the 4th, but you can have Curtis Samuel in the 8th. Now, I actually have, I believe I have some stats about it. I hope I remembered to pad it, but I think I'm going to go off the top of my head, and and anybody who hears that I'm wrong or whatever, please call me out. Curtis Samuel averages more points per game than DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel got more targets than DJ Moore in that same span. Now you're talking about all of these reports out of camp that he could be the guy.
Wow.
The number 1 guy out of camp, that he looks that good. Remember, he went to Ohio State. They're saying he's a more polished route runner. When I watched the film, I watched a guy who, when he has the ball in his hands, is a playmaker after the catch. So they find good ways to get him the ball. Screens, handoffs. Now, if you're telling me that this man can run routes downfield now, oh goodness. For 4 rounds cheaper, DJ Moore is going around a lot of the guys. Like, I would rather have Allen Robinson than DJ Moore. He's one of my guys, too. Allen Robinson's one of my guys as well. Severely disrespected at this point. People are taking Sammy Watkins over Allen Robinson.
Wow.
In what world?
Yeah, that's crazy.
In what world would Tyreek Hill back? In what world would you rather have Sammy Watkins? That's literally the same thing as having like a Will Fuller. Like, yes, he's a number 2. Yes, he'll get targets, but come on. Curtis Samuel's my guy. I've been seeing the videos out of camp. Every time I watch All or Nothing and he makes a catch in practice, I just like get giddy and I'm like, ooh. I was like, it's coming. This is it. It's coming. Curtis Samuel's going to be on 100% of my teams this year because I will reach for him. I will grab him around too early. I feel that good on him, and I'm going to put my stamp on him. I'm going to have all the shares this year. When Curtis Samuel blows up, make sure you remember that I told you first. I've been banging the drum since last year. Everybody's like, oh, it's DJ Moore. DJ Moore's great. DJ Moore's awesome. They're going to be great, but I will take a bet with anybody that Curtis Samuel outperforms DJ Moore with more fantasy points this season.
I love it.
Excellent. You're up now.
I love it. Robbie, your boy, my boy.
My guy.
Anderson.
Our guy. Yep.
Our guy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just think Sam Darnold is going to have a huge season, man. I think he's ready to make that next step. Obviously, coming off a pretty decent rookie season,
I think the way he ended it would really make you excited.
Right, exactly. And now adding Bell only helps, I think. Obviously Bell's going to get the ball a lot too, but now they're going to have to concentrate on the run, stack the box. If you stack the box, who's going to be out there with Robbie? Maybe just one DB, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Of
course.
So I kind of like it. I think, I think he's going to have a big year. I think the Jets offense is going to have a big year. And I like Sam Darnold.
Okay. I mean, honestly, what I really like about Robbie, obviously, is the way they finished last year, they built that rapport up. The only thing that really kind of makes me scary, because I always have to look at both sides of the argument with Robbie, because there's downside to everyone. I think after you get out of like the top 15 guys, everybody has like some sort of risk. So here's his risk. Remember, a lot of that stuff that he did last year was when Anunua got hurt, when a lot of the guys went out. So like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that they didn't build rapport, because they did, but I'm just saying that like they had to force feed the ball to somebody. But you do hear out of camp that his route tree is growing, and they want to use him more. And I love it, honestly. In that area, we talked about it with Faraz. It's not Curtis Samuel. Jesus, he's on my mind. It's Christian Kirk.
Damn, you really like him.
I love this guy. He's the man, yo. I swear to God, if I'm in the league and you draft Curtis Samuel, I'm gonna meet you outside and we're gonna fight. It's Christian Kirk, it's Dante Pettis, and Robbie Anderson. And like I was telling Faraz, every time that I'm faced with that decision, I make a different decision, because I can go either way on all three of those guys.
Right.
They all have their downside and everything, but Robbie's gonna be good this year, I think, man. Honestly, if you have him as a wide receiver 2-3, wow, like that sounds incredible, man. That sounds incredible, man. Like, like you can use him as a flex every week, and then like, that's incredible, man. I like it. I'm big on Robbie. You know how it is. You snipe me all the time for him, so.
Always.
All right. So, another guy of mine. I already talked about Curtis Samuel. I talked about Devin Singletary as Justice Hill of the Baltimore Ravens. So, look, guys, when I say that he's my guy, I'm not telling you to run out there and draft Justice Hill in the first 4 rounds. You can have Justice Hill in your league in the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, more casual leagues, 14th, 15th, 16th. Maybe you're the end of your draft.
Right.
The reason that I'm saying Justice Hill is because, and this will tie into who's your guy, because it's the same offense. Is because there's so many touches to go around in an offense that's going to run the ball a ton. Their pace of play picked up. Lamar Jackson's going to run the ball. Justice Hill is a guy who can catch the ball. The way I look at him is, and don't misinterpret what I'm about to say. I look at Justice Hill as almost like a Kamara type. Now, what I mean by that is that Kamara was drafted. People were drafting him late in the end, and at the end of their draft, and then what happened? You got like one of the best running backs in football.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that he's Kamara. I'm just saying that their skill sets are similar.
You see something.
He's fast. He's fast. They catch passes, and if God forbid anything happened to your guy, who I'm gonna take the thunder away from you, Mark Ingram.
Right.
Justice Hill is a top 10 back every single week. So again, remember when you're doing your drafts. When you get past the 10th round, everything's a crapshoot. So why wouldn't you swing on everybody who's high upside at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Justice Hill is one of my guys. I've been getting him everywhere. I love him. I think in Dynasty, you need to get your hands on him immediately, because he's going to be around for a while. Think about how much longer can Mark Ingram be around, even after they signed him to that 2-year deal? Like, seriously.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But go ahead. Talk about your guy, Mark Ingram.
Oh, man, in that offense, Jackson, he's not really a
passer?
Yeah, he's not your typical quarterback who's going to stand in the pocket and sling the rock all over the field. I think, not that I think, you saw it last year, all they did was run the ball with him at quarterback. They had that halfback option with him. Where, you know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
So I feel like he's just going to get the ball a lot. I think he could flourish in that offense.
I agree.
He's going to have a lot of touches.
Yes.
And they're going to be in close games.
Yeah.
And close games, you like to run the ball.
And their defense is going to keep them in all the games.
Right,
So they're never going to put
the
ball. They're never going to put Lamar Jackson in a position where he has to throw them back into a game.
Right, exactly.
And if Lamar Jackson takes even the slightest step next year with passing, the slightest, like small,
right,
it's excellent for everyone.
For everybody, yeah. Everybody wins.
I'm not interested in any pass catchers. Oh, wait.
Hollywood?
I'll pull that back. No, not Hollywood. Miles Boykin has been getting all of the praise in camp, and apparently Lamar Jackson's been locking into him. Honestly, their skill sets line up so perfectly. Miles Boykin is a burner. This guy has a cannon. All he has to do is get it in his area, and he'll run under it. So if Lamar Jackson takes a step, like the more and more I start to think about Lamar Jackson, and we just talked about it because you asked me a real question. Outside of fantasy, what do you really think of Lamar Jackson last year, his performance? And I'll be completely honest. He was a shitty quarterback. But
I felt the same way.
You hear Lamar Jackson say in what was it? It was one of his press conferences that he said, "Listen, I was bad last year." He was like, "Did you watch the film?" He was like, so a guy that's self-aware and can kind of call himself out, that kind of made me feel a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because he could have just been up there and been like, "Yeah, I made a lot of strides and I want to." He called himself out on how he passed. It seems like he wants to work on that. Yeah. Miles Boykin, he's not one of my guys, but honestly, late round targets, if we're talking about it, or guys that you want to keep your eye on the waiver wire. The thing is that I always want to get in front of those things. That's why I always draft those guys late. You know what I mean? And I hold them on my roster. Like, because after week 1, if he doesn't do anything, then cut him.
Right, that's it.
But if he balls out in week 1, everybody's going to run to the waiver wire and get him.
Right.
And you get to keep him. Okay. So.
Trade bait too, man.
Yeah, I think that everybody trades for like running backs. Like, I don't think anybody really trades for receivers. I don't know, just because there's so many of them. Receiver is deep. It's very deep. Obviously, there's more of them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, I agree. If somebody looks at it and they look at him, yeah.
You're always going to get that guy. Oh, I want to trade for him. He did well.
Well, I've been in leagues where people trade quarterbacks for running backs.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. You're always going to get that guy.
You're casual leagues.
Yeah, of course.
You're casual leagues. All right. Did you go? You just said Mark Ingram?
Yes.
I got another one.
Go ahead.
So we went over Curtis Samuel, we went over Justice Hill, we went over Devin Singletary, we went over Allen Robinson. Let me reiterate Allen Robinson then, actually. Allen Robinson is being disrespected, man. You're talking about getting not a possible number 1 wide receiver.
Number 1.
The absolute number 1 receiver, right? In a offense that is good, that is going to take the next step next year, and a guy that is off an ACL injury the next year. Allen Robinson's going in a spot where people are taking Tyler Lockett over Allen Robinson, and in a PPR league, I would tell you off the rip, you are fucking insane. Off the rip. Honestly, everybody's going to run to Tyler Lockett because they're like, hey, Doug Baldwin's gone. This guy's going to see a bunch of targets. Listen. Let me make sure I phrase this correctly. No, you know what? Let me not make sure I phrase it correctly. Allen Robinson's a better wide receiver than Tyler Lockett. 100%. Not even fucking close.
Not even close.
I
agree with you 100%.
Not even close. The only thing that Tyler Lockett has over Allen Robinson is he has a better quarterback. But they're not going to throw the ball.
Yeah, they're not going to throw the ball at all.
At all.
What they do? How'd they lose that playoff game last year?
Running the ball and just continuing to run the ball and run the ball and not throw it. Okay.
Exactly.
So Allen Robinson is, when you're talking about the people that are going around him, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it doesn't add up. I want Allen Robinson you can get Allen Robinson legit if you play your draft out correctly as your wide receiver 3. That makes no fucking sense to me. Honestly, he's being disrespected. If you're telling me that I could have Adams and Evans and then get Allen Robinson to be my 3rd guy, stop it. Fucking stop it. Like, really, you're stealing at that point. You are stealing. When people feel like a steal, you jump on them. So Allen Robinson is definitely one of my guys that I'm going to have on a bunch of my teams because the general public is down on Allen Robinson. And I'm not the general public. You're not the general public. So you and anybody who listens to this podcast better not fucking be the general public, because when you see Allen Robinson on your draft board, you fucking draft him and you enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Go for it. You're up next.
More. Where we at?
Anybody that you want to bring up next?
All right, tight end from the Eagles, Goddard.
Dallas Goedert. I fucking love it. Talk to me.
All right, well, kind of not a handicap, I'm going to say. Like if Ertz gets hurt. If he does get hurt, you hit the jackpot.
But I think he has standalone value himself.
Right, of course. That's what I'm saying. And the main reason is because, I think, Wentz loves to throw to the tight end. So, you got 2 really good tight ends there. They're going to throw the ball a lot because
they're
going to
be running a lot of 12. That's what's been coming out of camp, that they're going to run a bunch of 12. So here's what I want to point out. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Go ahead, man. You're the expert.
No, I'm not. I'm just a guy throwing shit at a wall, and it just smells. My thing is you have to remember, 2 tight ends can flourish in an offense. We've seen it. Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski,
right,
and that's almost the same exact thing right now.
And that's what it reminds you of.
Exactly, 100%.
100%.
Aaron Hernandez. Oh God, I don't know if I want to say this. I'm gonna hold that comment back because I don't know if I believe that or whatever. Because I really believe that Rob Gronkowski is the greatest tight end of all time, even if his numbers don't reflect it.
Okay.
But what I mean is that I feel like Aaron Hernandez is faster.
Was faster.
Right, at that point, was a little bit more slippery. Like, Gronk is just that big guy where you just throw it up top and he's just like, I'm going to fucking jump over you or whatever and get it. You know what I mean? But in the same way, Goddard and Ertz feel like that to me. But go ahead. Then, keep going on Goddard. I feel you. They're going to run 12.
Yeah, he's young, man.
There's a great offense. Yeah. You always want to tie yourself to good offenses. Like, don't draft two guys.
They score a lot of points. Right. They spread the ball around.
Right. Don't draft two guys from the fucking Miami Dolphins and then try to start them every week. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
my only, thing that kind of scares me is Wentz getting hurt. They don't have Foles now. So it's a little...
Who's their backup? Nate Sudfeld?
Yeah, I'm not even sure, dude. I don't know. But I guess... That's the only thing that worries me, but, hopefully he'll be all right.
I think Wentz will be fine. I think that he learned his lesson, and the only thing that kind of scares me about his fantasy value this year is that because he's been getting hurt, he's not going to run. And
that's a big part of his game.
In that MVP season, it was, honestly. But, I love the Goddard call, because you're right. Goddard has standalone value. In a fucking tight end barren world where people are starting... like the worst of the worst, like throw up, like make you want to throw up, I would be okay starting Dallas Goedert on weeks when you know that the Eagles are going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
When you know that they're going to be in a shootout. So I have no problem with it. And then you touched on the point, which is 100% dead on. If anything happens to Zach Ertz, he's a top 3, top 4, top 5 tight end.
Easy. Yeah, hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
No question about it.
One of my guys, or maybe I guess I'm just trying to grasp at straws at this point. I'm trying to grab the wide receiver 2 from the Green Bay Packers, and that means it's either MVS or Allison. If one of them is drafted, I'm taking the other.
What's the word coming out of camp?
I don't know. I thought I
heard MVS, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
No, you're right. We talked about it. MVS has been the one who is going to be starting opposite on the outside to Devontae Adams, with Geronimo Allison running in the slot. I'll tell you that doesn't really make a lot of sense when I start to think about things. Last year, the reason that I'm on Geronimo Allison, Geronimo Allison ran opposite Devontae Adams outside. He played less than 20% of the snaps in the slot. I'm scared that they're trying to fucking bang a square into a circle hole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I'm scared for Allison. And I don't want people, like, if Allison doesn't succeed in the slot role to be like, oh, this guy's trash. I don't think that that's true. I think that they like MVS, but honestly, man, I would love it if I would have heard that Allison was the guy outside of him. But look, either way, one way or another, I'm going to take a swing on these guys. It's going to be one of them. It's got to be one of them. It's not going to be both of them.
Right, of course.
So at certain points, they're essentially going like one round next. Like, so if MVS is going in the 8th, then Geronimo's going in the 9th.
Right.
So it's not high risk. What you're swinging for is upside at that point because, Aaron Rodgers has shown that he can support more than one receiver, provided that they stay on the field.
Right.
But those are the guys that I'm targeting. Like I want to latch on to that second receiver. I really do, honestly, because there is a lot of value in that. Like, people forget that Aaron Rodgers supported Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb.
Right.
You know, and that can happen. Like, the second receiver in Green Bay is very valuable, and I'm just trying as best I can to grasp. Honestly, we're talking about how I feel about them on August 7th, okay? I think after we see a few preseason games, especially after we see the dress rehearsal, Week 3 is going to be big. Week 3 of the preseason is going to show us everything we kind of need to know about how the team views these people, who's going to be starting, who's going to be playing, because the dress rehearsal is Week 3. Week 4, nobody will be playing.
Yeah, right.
You know, so if by Week 3 we see that Geronimo Allison's taking the lead, his ADP is going to climb. But at this point right now, let's say we were drafting right now, I'm trying to take one of them because I just want to figure out who's going to be the guy, and I want to try to get as many shares as I can. I mean, that's just how I feel about that, honestly. So,
okay.
Who's another one of you guys?
Josh Allen, quarterback.
Josh Allen, speak on it.
I just like his running ability, man. His mobility. I think he's gonna improve as a passer this year. You know, his accuracy wasn't all that great last year. I think he's gonna improve on that. They got him some weapons. You know, nobody big. Who was it?
Nobody big?
No, the guy from Dallas, right?
Cole Beasley ain't big.
Cole Beasley and Ross. Was it John Ross?
John Brown.
John
Don't
Brown.
ever disrespect.
No, he's good.
Don't ever fucking disrespect.
But he's not your typical 6'4", 6'3" wide receiver.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm going to add someone on the fly to my guys.
Okay, so anyway.
Go for it.
I think he's going to... he's going to improve as a passer, like I said.
I think Josh Allen's all right, man.
Yeah, he's
like,
all right.
I really think he's all right, man.
He'll run a couple touchdowns in for you,
Mm-hmm. And those aren't on design plays.
Right. Exactly. So I like him. You could get him real late in your draft.
That's the point, too. That's the point.
So go ahead, take your Aaron Rodgers and your Pat Mahomes. I'll wait till the 15th, 16th round, right? Where's he going?
He's going late. Like, honestly, you can get him, like, honestly, it'll kind of tie into the guy that I'm trying to add in, but you can get him, like, in the 10th, 11th, 12th round. And that's
12th round?
That's stealing. Okay. That's stealing. Yeah, in a 12 team, that's stealing.
Go for it, though. Go
for it.
I want to hear what you're going to say.
So, the guy that I'm adding, because you brought it up, you tried to disrespect his name.
I did not.
But it's fine. John fucking Brown is my guy, and I'm going to be targeting him late in drafts. He's been far and away out of camp the best receiver. He fits Josh Allen's skill set.
Yeah, because he's got a strong arm. You can throw it to the moon.
Toss it and let John Brown get under it. Listen, John Brown as a player is disrespected because John Brown has never been tied to a quarterback that really can. All right, so hold on. Let me dial that back. When he was with Carson Palmer, he dealt with the sickle cell and he got hurt a bunch, right?
Right.
Last year, you saw a glimpse of what it could be if a quarterback can get him the ball down the field in the first 5 weeks when Joe Flacco played. And Joe Flacco's terrible. Mm-hmm. But he would chuck it down there, and John Brown can run routes. He's fast. He's a fucking great receiver. I want people to respect John Brown, man. Respect. Now, here's the thing. Here's the only thing that kind of scares me about the Bills' offense. Look, they upgraded the line. They brought in Mitch Morse. That's great. Their defense is actually really good. Like, they're not going to have to throw themselves back into as many games as they think they are this year.
Absolutely not.
So, I guess from a volume standpoint, that's that. But from what I've been reading in camp, what I've been hearing, every time Josh Allen needs a big play or a third down or anything like that, it's John Brown.
Okay.
I love it, man. You can get John Brown in the 12th, 13th, 14th round.
I love that you made my pick even better.
Yes.
I love it.
So the starting receivers as it goes right now, if we were going by what they're saying right now, it's going to be John Brown on the outside. It's going to be Zay Jones on the other side. And it's going to be Cole Beasley in the slot, which we knew Cole Beasley. I'm good. Hey, guys, just to let you know, if you had any questions, don't fucking draft Cole Beasley and don't play him. You're good on that, unless you're in a PPR league, which is like 16, fucking 14-team league or whatever, like, and you need a bye week. Don't draft Cole Beasley. Okay, cool. Just
Are we done with that?
Yeah, we're good. We're done with that.
Good.
So Josh Allen, yeah, I love it. John Brown, my guy. Both of them, they're definitely gonna make it up. So, speaking of late round quarterbacks, and it kind of ties into what I was talking about with Allen Robinson, but I really, 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 after I watched the end of the season with Mitch. So I watched Mitchell Trubisky, right? And in the beginning, I just wanted to figure out what he was. So I watched in the beginning, first few games.
Can I just add something to that real quick? I'm a big Mitch Trubisky guy.
Well, now he's one of my fucking guys. I'll tell you this.
I've been saying it for years.
No, you're right. Listen,
well, I meant last year.
No, last year. I was gonna say he's only been in the league a year, but yeah, for years. No, honestly, guys, like, look, you have to think about this. He's in the second year of this offense. Right. They have better weapons than they ever had because David Montgomery's better than Jordan Howard. Mike Davis is good. Tariq Cohen's there. You're talking about Taylor Gabriel and Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson's going to break out this year. I expect Trey Burton to play better this year as well, too.
Here's one thing that nobody talks about.
Go.
They have probably the best defense in the
world. Yeah.
Which means their field position is going to be
ridiculous.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Short field, touchdown.
You can get Mitchell Trubisky. People are taking Dak Prescott over him, and I would have agreed with that if Ezekiel Elliott was in there. He would have been my guy, too, or whatever, because I would have been targeting him. You know that Dak Prescott has finished as a top 12 quarterback every year that he's been in the league?
Whatever.
I mean, it just goes to show you that, but remember, that's not the end-all, be-all, because what are the circumstances around his top 12 finish? Amari Cooper showed up.
Right.
The line started playing better.
Yep.
When Zeke was out, oof. Woof. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm getting Mitchell Trubisky much later than I should be. Mitchell Trubisky, with his running ability, has top 5 ability, to finish top 5 for you, and you can get him in the 12th, 13th round. Again, good defense, good weapons, second year in the offense. Matt Nagy is an offshoot of Andy Reid, and he knows how to get guys open and things like that. So I love Mitch Trubisky this year, in turn with Allen Robinson. So
Okay.
Yep. You got one more for me?
No, I think that was it.
You don't? Okay. I think I'm done here as well, too, because I amended everything. All right.
I had Fournette. I had Ingram,
Uh-huh.
Goddard, Robbie, and Josh Allen.
And Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good job, Elvis. 50 minutes. I think that everybody will get in on this or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And we're good.
The
Okay.
quickies are good ones, too, man. Don't forget that.
Nah, you know what? Do you want to run through a mock real quick?
No!
Yes, yes. It's going to be fast. Look, we're doing it. We're doing it right now. I'm following him. Go. Sleeper HQ on internet. Please sponsor us because we use you all the time. We're setting up a mock right now. Let's start it up. Hold up. I'm inviting you. I'm going to invite my friends. Okay? We're going to run through it fast because it's only going to be 2 of us. Okay? Give me 1 second. Let's set this up. Sleeper, I love you guys. You guys are the shit, honestly. All right. You're in. I sent it to you. Text. You're in?
Hold on.
Get in.
No, it just says join my mock draft.
Join it.
Oh,
Join it. Pick your spot.
Hold on.
And let me pick. Let's set the draft settings. What do you want to do? What format?
Doesn't matter. Pick anything. I don't care.
Pick anything. I don't care.
I'm gonna be the last pick, 12.
Draft. You're picking 12th. You're gonna pick at the turn.
Yeah.
Let's do PPR. Let's do 12.
Okay. Go for it.
And we're gonna do just a quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, tight end, and a flex. No fucking kicker defense. Like we're not doing that or whatever.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. Okay.
How many rounds?
It's gonna be quick because we're playing against the computer. They're gonna do a bunch of dumb shit.
Yep.
I am gonna get my sweet spot that I've been getting at 7 every single draft that I've been doing or whatever. Every time they randomize the draft.
Start it.
Yeah, start it. Go. Number 1, McCaffrey. Kamara. Barkley. Zeke. Johnson. I'm up. DeAndre Hopkins, you know who the fuck I'm taking. Devontae Adams. Go. Thomas. Julio. Julio, you're up, Elvis.
Hold on.
We can't have any dead air here.
Give me Juju.
Juju at 110.
And I'm going to take...
okay, you're going to come back on the round. You're going to get your shot right now.
Oh, I thought I was the last pick, man.
No, you're not. You did pick 10th because it was 12 teams. Go.
Stupid.
It's cool. You still got Juju.
Yeah, I know.
He could. Do you know Juju Smith-Schuster could finish as the number 1 receiver in fantasy this year?
Of course.
Damn, Odell and Connor. That looks good. Bell and
That's what I was going to take.
I don't
Odell
want that.
and Juju.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, give me Chubb.
Nick Chubb?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take Chubb.
So next is Todd Gurley, Dalvin Cook. I'm up right now. So who's up? Mixon, Brown, Evans. I want to go off the board a little bit because I want to see my draft strategy at this point. I don't want Joe Mixon. I'm going to say Travis Kelce.
Nice.
Okay. Kelsey's next. So I got Adams and Kelce, Mixon, Damian Williams. That's stupid. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, Patrick Mahomes.
Cooper, that's a good one right there.
Cooper, that's good in round 3.
Yeah,
you're talking about you're starting with Barkley, Evans, and Cooper? God,
amazing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
all right, I'm up. Hopkins, Kelsey, Adams. We just talked about him, and you know what? I'm going to fucking swing for the fences. Oh, he got took. Fournette got took. God damn it. All right, Aaron Jones. You know I'm in the Aaron Jones hive. All right, Devontae Freeman, Zach Ertz, Elvis, you're on the clock again.
Give me Diggs. I want all
Stephon
of
Diggs.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
I want all
I
of
can
Diggs.
dig it. I didn't mean to say it like that, but Josh Jacobs, Marlon Mack, Brandon Cooks, George Kittle, you're back on the clock.
All right.
This is PPR.
Yeah.
I love that this is like taking long and that we're able to do this right now.
Your boy from the Bears.
Oh, Montgomery.
Yeah,
I like it.
Let's go.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Stephon Diggs.
I like it. I like it. Let's see who's on the board for me right now. Oh, your guy, Mark Ingram, is there up on as far as ADP.
Took him before, but nah.
As far as ADP goes, but right now I think I'm going to pass on him actually, and I think I'm going to go with Robert Woods. I need the safe PPR option at this point.
Yeah,
Mark Ingram went next. Chris Godwin went after him. Chris Carson went after him. Kenny Golladay, Cooper Kupp, A.J. Green, Phillip Lindsay, James White, Jarvis Landry, Calvin Ridley,
Evan Ingram.
Sony Michel, Evan Ingram, and I'm back on the clock. God, I love Evan Ingram this year. I am going to take another one of your guys.
Oh, I was waiting for him to
Tyler
come back.
Boyd.
I wanted him so bad. Jesus.
Now, another Tyler went after him. Aaron Rodgers went next. The Tyler Lockett went, and then Aaron Rodgers. Elvis, you're on the clock. I'm so glad that I sniped you because you sniped me from Robbie Anderson in every draft. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now.
Give me more, man. DJ,
okay. DJ. So DJ Moore, Andrew Luck, OJ Howard, who's one of my guys. I don't have to talk about him anymore, though. Tariq Cohen, Alshon Jeffrey, you're back on the clock, Elvis.
This is easy.
Hunter Henry, I like it. You're trying to get your tight end right now. Yeah. Okay. So
going.
So what do I got here? So I have Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, Aaron Jones, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd. I think I need a second running back, but I don't want to reach at this point. Excuse me again. I think I'm going to pass on running back one more time. And I'm going to go get my guy, Allen Robinson.
There you go.
I'm going to get him now. I don't care. I just practice what I preach to you guys.
There you go.
Allen Robinson, Deshaun Watson went next. Mike Williams, Dante Pettis, Rashad Penny, Robbie Anderson, Tevin Coleman. Yeah, you wish you had Robbie Anderson. Tevin Coleman, Austin Eckler, Darius Geis, Baker Mayfield, Darrell Henderson, Matt Ryan, Dede Westbrook. I'm back on the clock. It's time for me to get a second running back. Who do I want here at this point? If we're talking about PPR, then it's going to be at this point. Let's see. Let's look. Who do I have here on this list? So I have on the board Jared Cook. I'm not taking him. Christian Kirk. This is all based off of ADP and people that I've been drafted. So now that we're talking about running backs, I think I'm going to do something really dumb, and I'm going to take Miles Sanders right now. Okay. Will Fuller went next. Christian Kirk. And Elvis is back on the clock.
Oh, yeah. Give me all of Kareem Hunt.
Oh, really?
Yes. Give me Kareem the Dream.
Okay. All right, let's go back. All right, so Kareem Hunt. Is someone else on the clock, or did I miss all those?
Am.
Are you back? So
I'm
Latavius
back.
Murray, Drew Brees, Jordan Howard, Sammy Watkins, and now Elvis is back on the clock.
Yeah, I'm going to take
Sterling Shepard. Honestly, man, in that round, it's crazy that you even got that sort of value right there.
No, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, of course. So, okay, so I'm looking at right now is PPR. I've got Eric Ebron. You know I'm not fucking drafting him. Vance McDonald, I'm good on him as well. This is just based off ADP right now, okay? Corey Davis. Here's who the fuck I'm getting. Curtis. Show some courtesy, Curtis. Go. Royce Freeman was next. David Njoku, Eric Ebron, Ronald Jones, Geronimo Allison, Vance McDonald, Marvin Jones, Kyler Murray, Jalen Samuels in the 9th round. God, that is nuts. Carson Wentz, LaShawn McCoy, Russell Wilson. I am back on the clock. Okay.
There's your boy right there staring at you.
Who am I staring at?
MVS.
Let me see. Let me take a look at my team, though, real quick. Let me take a look. So we're doing Jones, and I have a lot of receivers already. So yeah. So here's what I want you guys. I have a minute 38 left. What I want you guys to remember. I feel like my favorite draft strategy is be fluid. Watch your draft. Make moves based off of how your draft is moving. Okay. I'm good on Cortland Sutton. I'm good on DK Metcalf. I'm good on Kiki Cutesy. If I'm going to take a swing on anybody at this point, is Marquez Valdez-Scantling. No. I'm good on quarterback at this point.
Oh,
that's
you're
too
not
early.
going running back.
That's too early.
You're not going running back either. With only 2 backs.
No, I'll get another running back.
How many backs you got? 2, right?
2.
Oh yeah, man. You need some backs.
I'll get them. MVS.
Am I up?
Yeah,
I'm
MVS,
up.
Cam Newton, Corey Davis, and now Elvis is on the clock. 14 rounds moves fast when you have a computer.
I am up on the clock. Oof.
Dead air here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 receivers right now. Ridiculous. I just can't believe that I got Travis Kelce at 2-6. Honestly,
go AP, man.
Nice. Okay.
ADP
I mean, he's probably gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
N'Keal Harry, Jared Goff, Austin Hooper, Damian Harris. Elvis is back on the clock.
All right, give me the rookie, man. Give me that DK.
Okay, DK Metcalf. Okay, Emmanuel Sanders, Deshaun Jackson. So if we're looking at what I have right now, I am looking for. I think I don't love the running backs that are in this spot right here. Like I really don't, man. I feel like I can grab someone else a little bit later. So right now, Cortland Sutton's there, Kiki QT. Let's see. I already have a bunch of receivers. I don't have a quarterback. I have my tight end. Maybe I'll look at running back. Let's take a look. Deontay Foreman, Jerick McKinnon, Peyton Barber. I feel like I want to throw up. This is gross. I'm grabbing Devin Singletary right now.
Go for it.
Got it. Cortland Sutton went. Kiki Cutie. Jameis Winston. Ben Roethlisberger. Deontay Foreman. Golden Tate. Dante Moncrief. Jerick McKinnon. James Washington. TJ Hawkinson. Kalen Ballage. I am back on the clock after Peyton Barber just got selected. I'm so glad that I grabbed him, Devin Singletary, because I get to get my other guy. Justice Hill is mine.
Nice.
At 11-7. Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Elvis is back on the clock. I still don't have a quarterback.
Boom.
Boom. Josh Allen, you got your guy.
Give me
Carlos
my
Hyde,
guy.
Ito Smith, Anthony Miller, who I love this year too. Dak Prescott, you're back on the clock.
All right, let's see.
Elvis is back on the clock, and he's got a lot of decisions to make.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Give him a second. Give him a few seconds.
Just in case. Just in case.
I didn't see. Oh, Justin Jackson. Nice job. I love it.
Just in case.
I knew I was going to have to choose between both of them, and I chose Justice, honestly. Paris Campbell, Alexander Mattinson. I'm back on the clock. Let's take a look at who's here. I have 3 rounds left. I still don't have a quarterback. I still don't have a tight. I have a tight end. I have the tight end. So let me back my words up. John Brown, come on down, buddy. 12-6. Traquan Smith, Devin Funches, Naheem Hines, Tyrell Williams, Delaney Walker, Lamar Jackson, Greg Olsen, Jimmy Garoppolo, Deion Lewis, Randall Cobb, Trey Burton. I'm back on the clock. I only have one more pick. I better take my quarterback. And you know who I'm taking? Mitchell Trubisky. I got all my guys in this draft.
I almost took him. But
yeah,
like,
thank God
let
you
me
did
take
it.
my guy.
Mark Andrews went next after him. Matt Breida, you're on the clock, Elvis.
Okay.
With only 2 rounds to go. So this will be your pick, and then you'll get one more.
All right.
Oop, that's a White Claw cracking. Oh, make sure you sponsor the podcast White Claw, because I put enough money in your pocket as it is. Black Cherry's the goat also as well. Don't try to bring me another.
Why won't it
flavor.
let me pick?
What are you picking?
You sure it's my go?
It looks like you're up.
No, it isn't. I think we're done.
It's over?
Think so. Look.
No, you're up. Close out and go back in. Go back in. You're good. You got a minute, like something left. Elvis is having technical difficulties because who do you have? AT&T? Get on your damn Wi-Fi.
I am on my Wi-Fi.
That's bullcrap.
I'm not gonna.
Who should I get to force you in? What do I want? What are we doing?
I don't care. Keep going. Down. I want a rookie. Where is he? Right here.
Andy Isabella?
Yeah,
I got you. I got you. Manually set player. Andy Isabella. Give me 1 second. He wants Andy Isabella.
It won't let me even sign back in.
I got you. All right. Darwin Thompson went next. God damn it. Marquise Brown, Chris Thompson, Jordan Reed. You're back on the clock.
Hey,
can you get back in? Yeah, you're on.
Am I in?
You're in.
I'm in.
You're in. You got your guy.
In.
I like the Andy Isabella pick. You want a piece of that offense that's going to be throwing a ton.
Hey, I'm going to take Noah Fant.
Nice job. What do I have? What do I need? Here we go. Noah Fant, Jimmy Graham, Marquise Goodwin. So I have a quarterback. I have a tight end. I've got everything else. What do I need here? I am going to swing for the fences. And Josh Gordon, come on down, buddy. Devontae Parker went next. Kirk Cousins, Alfred Morris, Jack Doyle, Duke Johnson, Kenny Stills. We're done with our draft. That was that fast.
Oh, that was good.
That was good. So run down your team for me real quick.
All right. I got all of Juju, Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs. What are you doing?
There we go.
Oh, look at you,
There
man.
we go.
All
Yeah.
technical and shit with me.
Hey,
Josh
Sleeper,
Allen.
sponsor the pod.
Josh Allen, Nick Chubb, David Montgomery, Juju Smith-Schuster, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, DJ Moore, Kareem Hunt, Sterling Shepard, Adrian Peterson, DK Metcalf, Justin Jackson, Andy Isabella, and Noah Fant.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
I think it's all right.
In a 12-team league, honestly, you have a lot of upside with Justin Jackson, man. Like, it's just, like, a lot. So,
yeah.
I'll run through what my starting lineup's going to look like. I'm not as confident in my running backs. I'm definitely going to have to make moves. But Mitch Trubisky's going to start for me. I got Aaron Jones, Miles Sanders. I got Devontae Adams and Robert Woods. I got the number 1 tight end, Travis Kelce. I got Tyler Boyd. Allen Robinson's on my bench. So is Curtis Samuel, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Devin Singletary, Justice Hill, John Brown, Josh Gordon. So I backed up what I was talking about with all my guys. I got all my guys right now.
I think I got one of my guys.
I got all my guys. I made sure I got them. I reached for Curtis Samuel because, again, get your guys, honestly. So we're going to put it up on Twitter and on Instagram. Let's compare our teams. Let's see who people think is the best. Because no. Honestly, it's not going to be the way that you think it is. Because there's people that are just, like, not in on Curtis Samuel at all. And like every time I talk about him, they're like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, you're crazy. Because when he goes off next year and you try to draft him next year as like a 17, 18-year-old, 18th overall, like wide receiver or something like that in the top 20, don't say that I didn't tell you so. Elvis, good pod, 1 hour.
Absolutely.
Ran through it, talked about
Great
a lot.
to be back.
Yeah, I mean, the podcasters are going to step up now. Like, this is it. This is crunch time right now. A lot of the people that are getting ready for their drafts are getting ready right now. They haven't been listening all year. They haven't been paying attention all year. You know what I mean? And I can't front them for that because I'm at a point, too, where I'm just like, bro, how do I have even enough time for all this?
It's hard in the offseason. It's hard. But we pulled through, man. We did a lot of work, man.
We did.
A lot of good work.
We did. And honestly, we are going to continue to work for you guys, honestly. And we're gonna win.
Enjoy it.
We're gonna win you some goddamn leagues because we won a bunch of leagues last year with our own advice. We won a bunch of leagues with our own advice. So I mean, as long as you don't start golf against the Bears, you're good. The only reason I brought that up, Elvis, is because the other day I was like driving. Like I had one of my I went on a long drive for about like 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get somewhere. And I started running through our old episodes, and I came across the championship week one, where we gave the advice for week 15 and everything, and it was just so funny. It's funny when you go to listen back, and I really wanted to listen back because I'm like, how right was I? When we talk about those things, because I want to know. I got some things right. I got a lot of things wrong. Where I was just like, don't play this guy, and boom, he blasted off that week. So yeah. I mean, hey, look. The only thing that we're doing, the name of the game of fantasy is educated guesses, and we're trying the best we can, at least with that. So
if we had all the answers, we would be sitting in my bar in my basement.
We would be. Fuck all that. If we had all the answers, we would be sitting here. We'd just be sitting here with bigger bottles and shit. We'd just be out here wilding. We would still be down here because that's how real we are and everything.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So, guys, follow us. I got to make sure I look it up because I never get it right. Honestly, somebody pointed this shit out to me or whatever, and I thought it was hilarious that I don't even know, like, our own social media accounts. Yeah, I was just like,
we're not getting anywhere.
I am super trash. I actually wanted to talk to you. We're in a podcast league.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
Oh, are you excited?
I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I really am, honestly. So, on Twitter, it's Fantasy Bros Pod. But I want to talk a little bit about this league that we're in with a bunch of podcasts. It's a league that we had to like argue with them about changing IDP because nobody knows IDPs or whatever. Like I barely know team defenses. Like I'd rather have a flex in there, but it is a podcast league where we'll be facing off with other podcasts. We have our draft on the 27th. It is a live draft at 8 p.m. So it's quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end, flex, kicker, defense. So it's pretty standard, honestly. But we want to show the fuck out. So me and you, when we're drafting, we're gonna be arguing. Yo, we're taking Curtis Samuel here, and you're gonna be like, I'm not big on him like that, or that, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna kill your face, like if you don't draft him right here or whatever. So it's gonna make it interesting. I think that what we should do when we do that draft, because it's with people all over the country who run podcasts, I think we should do a live pod. Like with it, like while we do it,
absolutely. Why not? I'm all for it.
That would be pretty fun too. So, and also, we are joining a fantasy analyst league where Elvis and I will compete against each other amongst other analysts, and it's a league that is in our area where it's a live draft, like where we have to put our own picks up. It's not computerized, and it's in Jersey City, New Jersey, where we live in that area, Hudson County. We're all in that area. So it's really cool to link up with other analysts in the same area. So I'm like, draft season's around the corner, man. This is it. Like, if you're in a league, plan your drafts out. Figure out what day it's going to be. Figure out where it's going to be, So, like, honestly, this is the fun part of the year. Like, right now, like Elvis was saying, I smell it. It's in the air. It's in the air. It's time. It's time for you to focus. Yeah. It's time for you to focus on preseason. It's time for you to focus on who's doing what, who's winning these position battles. Follow your team's beat writer. Follow guys that you're interested in and try to figure out where you're drafting these guys. And make sure you win that fucking league that you're in and make sure you win that fucking money, man. So at 10 o'clock, so again, follow us on Twitter, Fantasy Bros Pod. On Instagram, Fantasy Bros Podcast. I'm doing much more on there. I'm trying to, at least, speak into the camera. I also stole that from Faraz because he's been doing that, and that's, his gig and everything. But, yeah, guys, it's time to cram for your, for your exam, which is your draft.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to talk about real quick before we dip, don't place too much importance on your draft. And what I mean by that is,
I think I know
everybody's team looks way different by the time the season's over than the people you drafted.
Waiver wire.
Yeah, waiver wire is your friend. So the draft is one part. The draft is one part of your league. It was one part of your season. Making the right decisions is your second part. Waiver wire is your third part. That's what'll get you a championship. Look at any champion and tell me that their team looked exactly like. You know who was on people's rosters that won championships? And no one would have thought of this at the beginning of the year if you would have told somebody when you were drafting. I started Nick Chubb and Damian Williams.
Yep.
And you would have never in a million years thought that was the reason that I won a championship. Just a little food for thought. Remember, don't overthink your draft. Your team is going to look crazy. If you hit that waiver wire and you make those pickups before they happen, you're ahead of the game. So on that note, for Elvis, for Jay, we'll see you later on this week. We're going to figure it out. Make sure you get the games in on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Make sure that you guys are taking advantage of watching who's in position battles, guys that you're interested in, because if they play well, that matters. All that camp shit don't mean nothing if the guys can't do anything on the field. So,
absolutely.
For Elvis, for Jay, we'll see you guys later on this week.
Later.
Peace.